Oh, Foxy, it's your birthday. Not for real, just for play. This is Cree Summer, and Moana Nui will be right back.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this month's edition of Moana Nui After Dark presents Geek Speak on Sports. I'm James, your host. Joined with me this evening, again, as always, Joy Stevens. How are you doing, ma'am?
I am doing well. And how are you?
Week one was stressful of the football season, but I survived with an edible. So
better living through chemistry, I guess.
Look, the game was Friday night. It was the only reason I popped it. And the offseason has been very stressful following league news. So just watching games this past weekend was a welcome comfort as opposed to just reading about who's missing practice, who's holding out for contracts. Like, football back is a wonderful thing. So the rest of our stablemates will be joining us shortly. Bear with us. But in the meantime, Joy, since we're going to start with some foolishness for the evening, get us off on a positive note, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up, which you shared to the rest of the group.
Yes. What he's about to show you. Okay, so y'all have told me time and again to stop saying it because I'm a part of the show and just to leave it alone. But I've said time and again, I'm not really a big sports person. But I saw this. So I don't know how this came to me. My friend Danny, who I went to college with, sent this to me because he knows I like stupid shit. And when I saw this, I was like, this speaks to my roots as a Texan, as a person that just likes cool things. And I have to say, I would watch this. I would follow this person's career. Also, the voiceover just does it all. So just give it a look, y'all, because this is the kind of sport we need to follow, a sport that lets you smoke. Just check this out.
Chingos de pipe, where he just got half of the stadium pregnant with that look. You know, fumando un pinche cigarro, tirando gang signs, looking like he just left a Nicaraguan prison, looking to pound all the puss. ¿Qué va a hacer el güey? ¿Qué va a hacer el vato? No digas que he's gonna ride a bull. Pues espérate, güey. Espérate, hold on to the bull, güey. Le vale verga, güey.
No.
This is con el pinche cigarro todavía en la pinche boca, güey. Le vale verga todo. Get out of there, rodeo clowns. You know, güey. He's just like, give it all to me. Give it all to me, bull.
Even the bull is tight.
No, he's still holding on. Well, no, I thought he was done for. This is the greatest athletic achievement I have seen in my life, bro. Oh, this is better than Kobe's 81-point game than Usain Bolt's 100-meter dash, right? This is breaking all sorts of physics with su pinche man. Este vato se mira que tira chingos de pipe.
And he turned around and exhaled with that cigarette. Like, how you show up to an event, an athletic event, smoking? No lung capacity. Those muscles in his chest, that is from hard work. He did not do that in the gym. He did that from wrangling cows.
Oh man.
He said, let me go ahead and show people what this is really about. He showed up like, we're trying to show you how to do. He didn't even like and put it out. He just jumped in there, not tied. No, was it even a saddle? I don't even know if it was a saddle on there.
No saddle.
No saddle. Let me just sit on this bull and ride this bull. He held on with the strength in his thighs until the bull got tired.
Yeah, that's how that worked out.
Even the bull was like, ha, ah, ah. Ha, ha, ah.
I want to say I've heard this voiceover before. I can't remember, a few months ago, maybe a similar clip. A guy was pretty much either a boxing match or MMA fight, something in a ring, and one of the competitors was smoking before the match started. like just like this guy. And he basically just flicks the cigarette into the crowd, doesn't give it to a trainer or anything. He flicks it into the crowd and proceeds.
Why not?
Right. And proceeds to beat the snot out of his opponent like it was nothing. Like, this is Tuesday. You're a kid. I'm taking your candy.
Mm-hmm. You know what? It goes to show you that, like, all of that athletic, like the muscle building is only a piece of like athletic prowess. Like, you can have all the muscles in the world. If you don't know what you're doing, it's just for show. You know, and I've seen that in real life. I've seen somebody that was cut, like pop, 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 defined, go up against somebody that just looked kind of regular and get whooped because the person that looked kind of regular knew how to fight as opposed to knew how to lift weights.
Yes.
Because, you know, you start swinging wild and, you know, I've seen it before. Well, you are super strong, but you ain't got no stamina. You don't do your cardio.
That part.
Right. And so you swing wild a couple times. Swinging and missing takes more energy to recover versus landing a punch. So you swing. Boxers do that all the time. Tire their opponent out because swinging and missing takes more energy to recover. You swing and miss a couple times, you out of breath. All I gotta do is kick you. What, you thought I was gonna fight? Honest? We're not in the ring.
I mean,
yeah.
Or you can, you know, just douse your hands in hot sauce and beat the snot out of somebody.
You know, one of the other people who's often on the show, I will not call his name, Furious. It's said before that he has done that. Some people you just don't, you want to be on their good side as often as possible. You want them to have fond memories of you for the future.
Oh my God. So
that they ever do go into a blackout rage, they might not immediately hit you. You got time to get away, you know?
I always say it's not necessary to throw hands unless hands are being thrown. So, you know.
I don't subscribe to that.
I know. Look, I understand that some people deserve to get swung on.
Right. I'm of the school of thought of, if I have to get burned to set you on fire, we both going down. I mean, if I got to burn my fingers to make sure you go up in flames, it is what it is.
Oh my gosh. Another clip I wanted to show. Oh my goodness.
I'm very much Mercutio. I'm very much like Romeo after Mercutio died. Either you or I or both shall go with him.
Yeah. Now, this, for my football faithful, please don't let this happen to you.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to let you know that even though the NFL football season is starting, I don't care. I'd rather spend my Thursdays, Fridays, Sundays, and Mondays with family, especially my beautiful wife. She's smart. Football is dumb. Drop jersey. And to answer your question, no, this is not forced. Smile. Family over football. So, okay.
So, if you weren't paying attention to the background of this traumatized young brother, his wife is in the mirror holding cue cards and a knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at the peak in the background, and she's dropping the cards like, you know what time it is. Your life depends on this, bro.
Mind you, he's reading everything on the cue cards, including the cues for him to do things. Yes. Smile. Drop jersey. He's actually saying those things.
It's really cute.
It's comical because, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure he doesn't mean all of that. Yes, his wife is smart and beautiful. But come Thursday night, if his team is on, I know where he's going to be in front of the screen watching football. Let's not get it twisted. Yes, football season started last Thursday. I am in one of my happy places for the next 23 weeks.
Is it 23 weeks? Is it really that long?
Regular season is 19, 4 weeks for playoffs, and the Super Bowl, 23, 24 weeks.
Cool.
So yeah, I am here for it. And yes, I have one team that I support and several others I justifiably hate with a passion. Unfortunately, both of those teams did not lose on Sunday. But yeah, I can identify with because I have gone through this, not to this degree, but I have warned or informed every young woman that I have been involved with, because typically my relationships start when football games are not being played. And I let them know what's going to happen to me when football season starts. At the very least, let me watch my Eagles play uninterrupted. Outside of that, I am flexible when other games are on, but don't purposely start scheduling things on Sundays during football season because you don't want me to watch football. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because that has happened before, and it did not end well. It got ugly quick. So
ugly and over quick, I would imagine. Yeah.
I mean, if you start lashing out, you love football more than me, I'm going to calmly say yes. Yes, I do.
Football been here longer than you, you know? I knew I was with football when I met you. You know, you knew what this was.
You knew what you were walking into. You know, when we met back in April or May or June, you knew what this was. So when August rolls around and you start seeing me get the little twitch, don't look weird. It's normal. When September comes, you should
only start dating girls like in November.
Because I don't know. Because if it's the playoffs and you start talking about my friends having a baby shower in January, I won't be there.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like it'll only get better. Like if you start dating in November and they get acclimated to the negligent level of attention, then like all of a sudden in March, and you're like, hey, babe, what you doing? She's like, oh, he's so attentive now. And it'll be like an upgrade as opposed to meeting somebody in July and you ghost them in October.
Well, I'm not going to be ghosting them per se. It's just
per se is a yes.
I mean, I will acknowledge that for 3 to 4 hours on a Sunday afternoon, I will be unavailable.
Tastes like ghosts.
Look, I look at it this way. My family knows what's up because one year I went home, the Eagles played on a Saturday, Christmas was a Sunday. I left out on a Monday. So I literally got home Friday, stayed at my sister's crib, watched the Eagles play Saturday, spent time with my family on Sunday, and flew back to Atlanta on a Monday. That Sunday, Christmas Day, when I was with my entire family, my uncle was like, when'd you get here? Friday. When are you leaving? Tomorrow. You weren't here long. Nah, just long enough to see y'all and get out. Well, what did you do yesterday? I watched the Eagles play. And he laughed and said, and I quote, you are your mother's son. Yes. Yes, I am. Because that's how she spends her Sundays, watching football.
Then they got nothing to do with the hypothetical girl you dating.
I mean,
when you talking about my family know me. She don't. The girl you dating don't know you. Hey, Candaysee.
I brush aside family for football. I mean,
you need a girl who's as into football as you. Is what you need.
Yes. I mean, it helps. It's not necessary. Yeah. It's not necessary. Candaysee knows what I'm talking about, though. She's a Bills fan.
She's exactly what I'm talking about.
Wait, is my mic working?
Yes, your mic is working.
Yeah.
I got my new mic.
Yay, new mic.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I haven't seen you in 2 months. It's been a long time, but now it's football time.
I love it. I love the impromptu song.
Oh my gosh. How are you, Candaysee?
I am really good. I actually had a lot of FOMO a couple of weekends ago while y'all were traipsing at Dragon Con and I was traipsing at work.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I know.
You were there in spirit.
I was like, I wanted to touch Joy's hair. I wanted to go up like behind her and be like, what's in there?
It's a giant Afro wig too. It's very light, but it is huge. I love it. I'm gonna wear it to work one day.
You looked so good. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. And then, I've only been like, I don't know, I've been following Dragon Con for a minute and going for myself like the last, like, I don't know, 8 years. But before that, like, I just remember how like the Black Geeks of Dragon Con was like this,
like 20 people. And now it's like 400.
Like this little.
We got to separate, like just the girls, now just the guys, now just the kids. Yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was really amazing. So sorry, that's not sports, but
it's okay. If it makes you feel better, I spent most of the time running around trying to figure out when I was conducting my next interview. So,
If you count the 5 miles of walking I did a day, that's a sport.
True.
Yes, I said I will never cosplay again. I cosplayed like 2018. We did Gem and the Holograms.
Oh,
nice. Did you see us? Well, anyway, we did Gem and the Holograms, Black girl style, and I was like, "Why?
Because the love, because the love of a genre or a thing that you feel compelled to dress up as."
It was great.
Yeah. How about I took all my costumes and stuff in all of their worn glory to the cleaners today just to find out that my cleaners is moved. I go up there, it's like for rent.
Oh my God.
I didn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't think they closed down because I looked them up to see what had happened and see if it just said closed, and the number was still there. It said open from 8 to 5, and I'm like, but this block says for sale. So now I got to find my cleaners. I still got their bag and everything. I was like, how y'all ain't gonna call me and tell me y'all closed? I'm glad I didn't have nothing still in the store, right?
Oh my gosh. Hopefully they would have called you if you did.
Right.
Candaysee, since we did miss you last month, I'm giving a chance for all of our panelists who missed last month to give us their final thoughts or takeaways of the Olympics.
Black girl magic. I was rooting for everybody, black and female, and black and female, great, but female, black,
there's levels to
it. It was amazing. I mean, I love the Olympics anyway, just like all those sports in like 2 weeks, and you get to see all the things, and like you're coming home, and if it's in another country, you kind of like, I didn't really look at any of my Instagram or anything like throughout the whole day because I wanted to watch like when I got home, because I didn't want to I wanted to know, like, there were a couple times where I was like, did Simone win? Did what's her name win? Did the polo team win? Like, I was just in there, but then I was like watching it as if I didn't already know the outcome.
Right.
I was like, I was the mad one, like, what? Oh my gosh, what happened? Oh, look at the basketball team. Oh, look at whatever. Like, it was really amazing. I don't know if anybody got to see our women's volleyball team. They were amazing.
I did.
I watched, what did I watch? Oh, so my boyfriend made me watch the steeplechase because he kept acting like, he was like, well, what the heck is a steeplechase? And I was like, it's been going on forever and ever. And he was like, really? And I was like, let me tell you, it has been a thing. And so, we did this whole like look up steeplechase. And so I was like, so of course we're watching it. Like we're looking, like, I think it came on like MSNBC. So we had to find it to watch the stupid steeplechase of people jumping in water and jumping over hurdles and doing all the things. But
steeplechase is basically, it's basically cross country.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's cross country.
People acting like horses.
No, it's not.
Well, that was the first. Well, steeplechase was based on the
horses. Yes,
with the horses. But I mean, it was pretty cool to just see people doing all that, and then it was great to see the young lady who won the long jump, and then in the Paralympics, it was great.
Yeah, and her husband. Yeah.
Yes.
So, it made me invest. I kind of watch the Paralympics. I may not watch it like every time that it comes out, like every year. I mean, every 4 years or whenever. But this year, I really, really, really like paid attention. I thought it was pretty awesome to like watch. They had a pretty good opening ceremonies and all the good stuff. So, that was my take. It was super exciting.
Anything stand out that you wanted to talk about in particular?
It was so long ago, but so I don't remember. The only thing,
good, bad, ugly, anything.
It was sad? Well, I will say it was sad that we really didn't win a lot of medals in swimming. That was pretty sad about that. But I really loved the relay. You know, I don't know the girl's name, but like I said, it was all Black girl magic for me. So I was glad that she was in that relay that they won. So you know,
Simone. Oh gosh.
Yeah, she's the other Simone.
Yes, I'm trying to remember her last name. I'm blanking.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, everything was good. And then the standout too, but we already know, like, old boy who had COVID, like, sir.
Yes, the baby.
Noah Lyles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, really? Like, you just totally, you know how you have that one friend that always does the most, and you're like, it always has to be
it's
about
him.
you. That's how I felt.
Every time I think of him, I think about the reel from RuPaul's Drag Race. Am I the drama?
Yes.
I'm not. Am I the villain?
Yes.
I don't think I'm the villain.
Simone Manuel.
What is his beef with the men's Olympic basketball team?
It's not the men's Olympic basketball team he has a beef with. It's the NBA and the champion calling themselves world champion, which to some extent
technically
he has a point.
He has a point. Yeah.
He has
you can't be world champions in a country.
Right.
Well, I mean, we there's a team in Toronto.
Nah, bruh.
Nah. But as many people have said, because of how global the NBA is, about 10 to 15% of the NBA are foreign-born players who pretty much go back and play for their national teams every 4 years anyway. So it's a huge jump from where it was 30 years ago, where 5% of the league were international players. Now, like I said, it's like at least 10 to 15%. It's probably more than that. But
I mean, the Super Bowl don't call themselves world champions.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah, the Super Bowl winners call themselves world. They put it on their rings, world champs.
Well, to be fair, they do have some world influence. I don't know if it wouldn't say as much as the NBA does, but I mean, we've got 4 games overseas this year. We just had a game.
5.
But Brazil. I mean, it's American teams playing in other countries.
Right?
Fair.
See, this is why America be jacked up, because we be really believing that we the best in the world, and we not.
We are the best. We the best.
I mean, the baseball championship series is called the World Series for Major League Baseball.
Again, we live in denial and probably think the river is also in the United States because we don't know geography. Like,
if you buy into the whole melting pot of the world,
no.
Oh my God!
Don't get me started. I'm gonna stay off.
Serious. You two missed last month. So your final thoughts or takeaways from the Olympics?
It was amazing. I always love seeing. Number one, I'm rooting for everybody Black.
Well, yes.
I'm rooting for everybody Black. I love when Issa Rae brought that shirt out, and I'm just like, that is my motto. I'm rooting for everybody Black. One of the things that I loved was how well Black women did in this year's Olympics. No matter what country they were from, on every gold medal, on every medal presentation, there was some shade of melanin, and it was beautiful.
Fencing, gymnastics, track and field. We were all over the place.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And I love the memes of the reels that were going out about, like, here's the hierarchy of how you root for the Olympics. First off, if you Black, you root for your country. If there's nobody from your country, you root for Black people from another country. If there's nobody from another country, is anybody Black at all? And if not, then you come back to your country for anybody else.
It was beautiful. Yeah. So that would have to be my main takeaway. Was number one, just the Black girl magic all over the place. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Anything specific you want to touch on before we move on?
No, I'm late. I won't hold us up from proceeding forward.
Oh no, that was one of the things I was purposely doing for those who missed last month to speak their piece on anything about the Olympics. So,
no, not really. I'm not the biggest Olympic fan. I catch the events when I can, but I'm not going to sit here and say I don't love the Olympics, James, the same way that I know you love the Olympics.
Yeah, my love for the Olympics pretty much comes down to two things primarily: everything basketball and track and field. So
Sure.
that's. But again, with those basketball
That's
is
stereotypical.
No, well, because track and field is one of my first loves as far as sports. So I even follow track and field outside of the Olympics. So I watch Diamond League and all the other hell, I watch NCAA track and field whenever I can catch it. So because I know a lot of those competitors will end up either in world championships within a year or two or the Olympics coming up. So yeah, track and field is something that I routinely try to keep the pulse of at all times. Basketball every 4 years because me and the NBA have this love-hate relationship.
Okay.
It's deserved though. It's deserved. It's deserved.
What's next?
Well, next I want to talk about, or at least bring up, the WNBA, because the season is winding down. There are about 4 to 6 games left for every team. Playoff standings, for anyone who has not kept up, are kind of interesting. There is one spot not claimed, and it's a 3-team race currently held by the Chicago Sky with the 8th seed, who has a half-game lead over the Atlanta Dream and a game-and-a-half lead over the Washington Mystics. Dallas and LA have been eliminated from any playoff contention. As of right now, the standings are in this order. New York is the 1 seed, followed by Minnesota, Connecticut, Las Vegas, Seattle. Indiana has moved up from 7th to 6th, and the Phoenix Mercury are 7th currently. So that's where we are in the WNBA standings. The big news that came out this week, though, Angel Reese went on social media to announce that her season is over because Saturday she fell on her wrist and fractured a bone in her hand. So she is not going to play the final 6 games of the season, ending her chance to win Rookie of the Year. But to say she had a phenomenal rookie season is an understatement.
I really, really hate that for her. That's just terrible.
I do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Will the injury keep her out of the playoffs?
Yes, because she's going to have surgery.
Gotcha.
And the healing time for right now, she's in an air cast to keep the hand stable. She'll have surgery. I think, let's see, the video she dropped, I believe, was either Sunday or Monday. She'll have surgery within a week or so, and she'll be in a hard cast for, I think she said, 3 to 4 weeks, and then a soft cast for 2 weeks after that. And then she can start the rehab process to begin playing again. So yeah, by the time she's out of all the casts, it'll be November.
Gotcha.
And the WNBA finals are next month. So get you all's thoughts about that, because we know it was a heated debate over who was going to win Rookie of the Year. Now it's pretty much, with her injury, it's
going to be Caitlin.
It's going to be Caitlin. Like, as much as I would love some reporters.
Well, I guess I'll go first. Part of me is sad because I really wanted it to be her, but the other part of me is, from a pragmatic standpoint, it stops the debate, and it's everybody can say, well, it would have been if she hadn't broke her wrist, for anybody that wanted to be her, and anybody that was rooting for Caitlin doesn't have to defend, it's obvious at this point, and it stops the debate, and so we don't have to go through that. So from that standpoint, okay, there's a potentially a very clear choice, and we ain't got to fight about it. And I kind of do like that. I don't like that she got injured, because sometimes they can have long lasting effects, and I hope that she's young enough to fully recover. But yeah, I wasn't looking forward to that fight, because no matter who won Rookie of the Year, somebody was going to be mad about it, and this kind of takes that away.
True. Furious? I'm
disappointed. Well, no, it's not that I'm disappointed. I was looking forward to the head-to-head fight between the two of them going down to the wire, because no matter who you ask, it's going to be Caitlin Clark or it's going to be Angel Reese. Both of them have had stellar seasons. With them playing different positions, I find it a little difficult to truly compare one to the other. But when you've got two superstars of their caliber having these incredible kind of seasons where not only are they shattering rookie records, they're shattering WNBA records. And it has just been phenomenal. So in that regard, I'm going to miss the down to the wire head-to-head fight that I was hoping we were going to get to have, because something tells me the voting was going to be crazy.
Indeed. Candaysee.
I think that my two co-hosts have said it all, because I wanted, like, there's no way to shut anybody up. You know, like if Angel won it, then you could be like, okay, now shut up. But you can't really shut anybody up. But I mean, you also, on what our friend Furious said, I almost said your name, friend, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to do it this show. I am going to call you Furious. But like what Furious said too, is that, you know, it's hard to compare them. Like, they're both amazing. Like, you know, a lot of people don't realize I actually am a Caitlin Clark fan. I think she's an amazing player. She's been doing so much. Like, hello, the Fever sucked for a long time, and now they're in the playoffs. And, you know, she's had her, you know, all her things, all of her, she missed all the stuff, but she has good stuff, she has bad stuff. And it's just like, you know, but I also, you know, like I told you, I'm rooting for everybody Black, but Angel Reese is also super amazing too. So I'm not just rooting for her because, I mean, she is there on her own merit. So unfortunately, poor thing, we just gonna have to see her do her thing her sophomore year, and
she got to just get MVP.
You know, right? That's what I was
saying.
Oh Lord!
I mean, there's a young woman named Asia Wilson still playing strong. MVP might be a tall task.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, true.
And didn't she just break the single season record?
Scoring record? Yeah. Asia is balling now. Angel was on pace to set the single season rebounding record, which on average, as far as average rebounds per game, she has that. But as far as total rebounds, she was about to destroy that record. I think she falls like a few rebounds short of the total for a season in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark has already shattered the assist record for the league, not by a rookie, like Fury said earlier. Both of them were breaking league records, not rookie records, and destroying them. So
they should put Angel out there for like just, you know, like maybe 5 minutes with her wrist like this and just go up and get the rebound. Okay, that's one. Then go back up. Okay, get the other rebound. That's two.
You gotta earn it.
How many?
Who's gonna let her do that though?
Nobody.
Right.
I just, you know. But I mean, you know, football players do that. They be like, "Oh, I sprained my ankle, but put me in, coach. Put me in."
This is not Rudy.
Thank you.
And that shit didn't happen either, but that's a whole nother story.
Hey, Qiana.
Hey, Q.
Hello. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to check on my family with this hurricane going through and everything. But good to see y'all. Hope everyone is well.
No, we were just, you know, shooting the breeze on the WNBA, and you know, Angel's injury, which pretty much has knocked her out for the last 5-6 games of the season. Just, you know, relaying our thoughts. Anything you wanted to add?
I mean, my heart broke. I love her. She'll always be Bayou Barbie to me. But this is just the beginning of so many great things to see from her. Every time I see her get an endorsement, like all of it, like I love it because she continues to shine. And I mean, it's like the more she shines, the more haters she gets. So I hope she keeps shining. So
right.
I'm like, yes, the Reese's Pieces thing is just genius. Like,
Finally,
I just
yes.
totally and completely am in love with it. But I'm wishing her the best.
So long.
What? Oh boy, I don't know.
No, we know.
Well,
We know. Yeah, we
know.
know. But
We know
she's
why.
had a great season. She really has, and I can't wait to see what else she does. I want to talk about Big Ellie for just a minute, okay?
Big Ellie.
Yes, come on now.
Listen.
For those who don't know, Big Ellie is the New York Liberty's mascot.
My girl has,
if you don't know,
Viral
you're sitting
video.
under a rock.
hoop earrings, a pocketbook, because that's not a purse. That's an old lady pocketbook, but I love it. I have never seen so much love being given. Like, I follow her on Instagram. She got to meet Usher last week. He was like, this damn mascot is off the chain. Like, the way he was looking at her. I love every minute of it. I don't know if y'all can get the video of it. They even did a Lil' Kim night at one of the games, and she dressed up in like a Lil' Kim outfit. So it's the whole just aspect of New York, Brooklyn culture. I love Ellie. Like, all the other mascots don't even have 24 hours to respond because y'all ain't got nothing on her. That's all.
Let me just share this briefly here for those who don't know about Ellie.
Where y'all been?
Right?
Why don't you know?
And Sabrina Ionescu, and I believe that is No, that's not Brittany Stewart.
It's Brianna Stewart.
Brianna Stewart. Sorry, that's not Brianna Stewart. This right here is Ionescu. I do know that much. That is Sabrina Ionescu. But I don't know who Ellie is hugging here. But yes, full on pocketbook and everything. So
yeah, they had to throw her out of one of the games. Throw her out.
What?
I mean,
it's a joke. It's a joke, really. I mean, she was getting agitated because of the calls they was putting on the Liberty, but it's like they showed some guy carrying her out like she was about to fight.
I mean,
all of that in that elephant outfit. Please stop, Ellie. You're not about to fight nobody.
It's authentic.
I mean,
people get thrown out.
Ellie is a New Yorker, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's my life, Bill. I cannot believe I just met Usher last night. You know how doing the Ellie experience when I came out was like tick, 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 like he be doing in all of his dances. And he was like, oh, snap, Ellie know how to do the tick. I was like, yeah, watch how I do this. And then I passed over my purse to somebody's son. And then I was like, Usher, don't even blink. I'm about to cut up. And I don't want you to miss it. And I said, oh. I was like, you ready to hit this choreo? We said, oh. And then we actually started hitting the choreo together. I know he probably was like, wait, hold up. How you know the choreo? And I was like, Usher. Now you can ask about me. I know all the choreo that has ever been created for any artist that has walked this earth. And see, I know I had to transfer over a little good energy before a show. I said, make the heart go boom, boom. And then we hit him with a freeze. What? Yeah, oh my God. We did not have to eat it up like that. And then we brought it in for a hug. And I was like, ladies, bring it in for a photo. Don't be shy. Do y'all know who this is? Do y'all know who this is? They call him USHERRAYMOND. The freak. Y'all better act like y'all know this is Usher, baby. Then we took our group photo, and I had to run right after this, and I was so tight because I wanted to stay for the whole show, but I couldn't. But check this out. Your girl don't got no plans on the 9th and the 10th for the Barclays shows. So y'all tell Usher's team that Ellie loves a good show and to bring me out into the audience so he can sing to me, there goes my baby, and I can lose my absolute elephant mind. Oh, that would be legendary. Anyway, I was fangirling this moment. Thank you, Usher, for bringing me out. It was wonderful to meet you. Love you.
Oh, James, thank you so much.
I love her.
Oh my God, thank you for playing that. I need to laugh. What did it for me is what she said. So I handed my purse to somebody's son.
That part.
Please don't ever reveal who is in that damn suit.
Oh my God.
I need it to be a real character. I don't ever want to take the hood.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Is a person.
Ellie is a part of the family. Ellie has performed on stage with Sierra. I I'm just loving it. I never seen this kind of love, and all of this going on for a mascot. So I just want to shout Big Ellie out, and I hope Usher bring her on stage when he gets Brooklyn.
Yo, the mascots have been having a moment for like the last little while.
Yes.
They've gone from just being somebody that just runs across shooting T-shirts to having a whole TikTok following. I'm telling you.
Oh, Ellie also has brand deals.
What?
Huh?
Yep. Yes, she does.
All righty then.
Only in America, but I love it.
Oh gosh. Oh man. Anybody else have anything to say about the WNBA in general? Because the only other news that came out was the commissioner made a fool of herself. Well, I shouldn't say a fool of herself, but she spoke. She did not clean up an answer that she probably should have done a better job of answering of a question. Interview she did Monday, the analyst or commentator who was speaking to her was about the state of the NBA and how things have gotten between the fan bases of both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and some of the misogynistic, racist things that have come from both fan bases being derogatory towards the other player. And she did not say outright or in any capacity that misogyny, racism, homophobic statements are not what the league is about. We don't stand for that. It was players who called her out a day later and took her to task about that. Players for the Liberty, the Aces. And my thing is, you're commissioner of a league that has a team, a team solely responsible for getting a senator removed from Congress. Please understand the power of these players and don't belittle them by not answering a question directly. Like, there was no reason to dance around that question with the
everybody
answers.
knows who's in the WNBA. There's no need to act like, who are you pandering to by shirking that question? Who are you trying to keep comfortable by avoiding directly addressing the issue?
That part. And that's what the answer came off as. There's an article on ESPN that you can read about, what she said and how players responded to it. She did come back later and clean it up. And again, her cleanup was no better than the initial answer. So it's like, again, like what Joy said, who are you trying to pander to? This is a league that is 80% African-American women. Yes, there is a segment of the players who do identify as lesbian and gay. Like, this is known now. League's been around 25, 26 years. There's no more, we keep this quiet. No, it's out there.
Right.
It's been out there.
And why shouldn't it be?
The league is old enough to vote. I mean, shit. Drink and get a license.
Yeah.
So why are we trying to keep, those elements or those aspects of the players of the leagues so hush hush in this day and age? Baffles me. Mm-hmm. Just say it outright. So yeah, I hope she does better in the future. I hope she takes it as a learning opportunity. And the next time she is posed a question like this, where two touted players coming out of college bring their rivalry to the next level, that she stamps out all the hatred from both fan bases instead of just, with Larry and Magic in 79, race was a part of that. And, look what it did for the NBA. Like, that's not how you answer this question.
No.
So,
there's a class that she could take. Fuck around and find out.
101. Mm-hmm.
There's several parts. Joy, there's several parts to it. And there's no wait list because so many people need to take it.
No, it's open enrollment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It may be open enrollment, but people are failing every day.
It's impossible to fail the class because whether you believe it or not, you will find out. And
sooner or later,
it's not an option. You just re-enroll.
Yeah, it's science. The more you fuck around,
the more
you
find out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck to that lady.
Good luck to that lady.
Because if she doesn't, she will get replaced.
That part with the quickness.
So, like I said, an entire team got a senator removed. Don't think these women don't have power and don't have influence. So, all right. I know for 4 of us, NFL.
Yeah.
Well, for 3 of us, we're happy this weekend.
No. I was still somewhat happy. And yes, it's the petty reason that you think it is.
Do tell.
That his piss poor performance will finally get his ass put on the bench and the proper starting quarterback playing.
Will come in.
That motherfucker never should have been signed to a $180 million contract, as old as his ass is, coming off a goddamn Achilles heel injury. He should still be with them damn Minnesota Vikings. Why is that motherfucker in a Falcons jersey? That's the dumbest shit I've seen in a long time with my franchise. My franchise has made some dumbass decisions over the years.
Tell him how you really feel, bro.
He did.
I love my team, but they do some dumb shit.
You tell him, call Shady Pines and tell him, come pick that old motherfucker up.
And then the other part is, before we signed him and then when we signed him, everybody in Atlanta sports radio news was riding his dick, talking about he's going to be the best thing the Falcons have seen and he's going to take us all these different places. I saw not a single bootleg. No, he's got to go. He's too old to be coming back from that injury. He needs to be on the bench and Penix under center.
How far do you think he'll make it into the season? I said not what you hope, what you think.
Based on what I saw this week, maybe week 7 or 8.
You think he'll make it that long?
I think he'll make it that long.
Okay.
I think he'll make it that long. And some of it is, since we didn't really have since he didn't play during preseason, there are a lot of people who are going to say, well, he didn't play during preseason, so you got to give him a few games to get his feet back under him. You know, he's coming off this injury, so you got to give him time to get to 100% and do well. Now, I look at it this way. I think he'll make it to week 7 unless he gets hurt before then. And 36-year-old coming off an Achilles heel injury, he might get hurt before then, just re-injuring that same Achilles heel. But I do not see him finishing out the season.
Okay.
And honestly, there was a part of me that's like, Super Bowl is in New Orleans.
Well, of course, we all know what you want.
I'm just saying, there's a part of me that's like, if everything lines up properly, and I find out which deity I have to sacrifice some people to, but in all seriousness, I don't see Kirk Cousins finishing out the season. I just don't. Whether somebody hits him and he gets hurt, whether he steps incorrectly and re-injures the Achilles heel, or he just plays so badly that they're like, all right, we got to put Penix in and see what he can do.
That's who would be next in line?
Yes, it is Penix.
Yeah,
because Penix didn't play in preseason either.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, neither one of them played in preseason. So Kirk Cousins has been in the league. This is now his 13th season. First with Atlanta. 6 years in Washington.
One playoff win. Playoff win.
Is it one? Yes, it is one playoff
it's
win.
Only one. Yeah. It's only one.
6 years in Washington, 6 years in Minnesota. He's been to the playoffs 4 times. And like Fury said, he's only won once. The 2 times in Washington, lost the first game, wild card round. First time in Minnesota, they went to the playoffs, won a game against the Saints. Sorry, Qiana. And then lost the next week. And then
I didn't play.
don't like bringing up old wounds for people. I don't know.
I know, but I was not out there. Go ahead.
And then 2 years ago, when they had the second best record in the NFC, they got beat by the Giants in the wild card round. So yeah, he is 1-4 in the playoffs.
So Mac, let me ask you this real quick. I'm sorry. Mac, let me ask you this.
Go for it.
Do you still feel like Russell Wilson would have been a better option?
So I'm glad you asked that question. I'm so happy you asked that question. All throughout the offseason, the short answer to your question is yes. Yes, I do. All throughout the offseason, I kept saying to myself, we just need to go holler at Sierra and convince her to get Russell to come back to Atlanta. Denver is still on the hook for what, James? Somewhere between 60 to 80 million, if I'm not mistaken.
80 million over 2 years.
Yeah, 80 million over 2 years. So we could get him cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Then we needed to go out and get, I don't know, the quarterback who beat us this week. So yes,
or still draft Penix.
Or draft picks, but yes, because the thing I kept saying, Qiana, was if we could have got Russell Wilson, I honestly think Russell Wilson automatically wins us the division because on paper the team looks damn good. And here's something I don't get to say about my Falcons very often: the defense was amazing. They did not allow a single touchdown in that game against Pittsburgh. Not a single touchdown did the defense allow. Everything was a field goal. I don't know when was the last time the Falcons defense played that good.
Okay.
So again, I really think Russell Wilson was an automatic win for the division for the Falcons. But no, we didn't get him. He goes to Pittsburgh. Now, granted, he did get hurt, so Justin Fields starts. But Justin Fields beat us last year when we played Chicago. And then he beat us this year playing Pittsburgh. And I have been saying for the longest, Justin Fields is a good quarterback. He needed a better coach and a better system, and he's got that now in Pittsburgh. Whether he remains the starter, I don't know. But he's got a better coach and a better system. I anticipate seeing him. If Russell Wilson decides he wants to retire at the end of this season, I see Justin Fields competently as the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I think a large issue, and this is something that I've noticed over the last year or so with Kirk Cousins, that if anybody has seen the Netflix documentary Quarterback, in which it basically followed Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, and Marcus Mariota around for an entire season, culminating with the Chiefs beating the Eagles in the Super Bowl. You watch that documentary, and all of a sudden, the media fell in love with Kirk Cousins, the family man.
Yep, the Christian family man.
The Christian family man, yes. Completely ignoring that Kirk Cousins, the quarterback, is just an average player in the NFL. And they let the family man they saw on screen, and look, that's what you fell in love with. Congratulations. That's what moved your heart and warmed your soul and gave you the feels and everything. Wonderful. Not knocking anything about that. Kirk Cousins off a football field might very well be the most decent, wonderful human being walking the face of the earth. Howsoever, the media has let that cloud their opinions and judgment. And for the last 2 years in Minnesota, it has been this whole, well, we need to feel bad for Kirk Cousins, and we need to lift up Kirk Cousins, and we need to rally around Kirk Cousins. No, we don't. For what reason?
As much money as that man has made, he can feel bad for himself.
Kirk Cousins, as far as I'm concerned, has the greatest agent who has ever walked the face of the earth, because the 3 contracts he got in Minnesota and what he's currently getting from Atlanta is the most guaranteed money over that span for any player at any position in the NFL. And remember, the first contract he got in Minnesota was fully guaranteed, not signing bonus or anything like that. 100% fully guaranteed. That was over $100 million contract for 3 years. And there was no breakdown of he's getting this much this year with this much left over that could be paid. No, whether he suited up or not, whether he played all the games or not, whether he got injured at some point along the way, he was getting all of that money, which is why Deshaun Watson's contract raised the eyebrows of a lot of people. We'll get to him later when he got his deal in Cleveland. But no one raised an eyebrow for Kirk Cousins, who, by the way, in Washington did absolutely nothing except be the poster boy for a coaching staff that didn't want RG3 to be the quarterback. Remember that part. And we ain't going to talk about the dysfunction of Washington. That's a whole nother show. So, yes, Kirk Cousins is a very average quarterback. Does he put up gaudy numbers? Yes. His teams, however, do not win. They don't. He has a losing record as a starter in Washington. I think he has a just above 500 record as a starter in Minnesota. And unfortunately, furious for your Falcons, he's currently 0-1.
Yep.
So miss me with the nonsense that Kirk Cousins is on the precipice of being a good to great to elite. No, he's not. No, he's
got to
not.
get above average at some point.
If the number line is 1 to X, he is literally X over 2. Like he's literally dead center, middle of the road as far as quarterback play on however you want to rank quarterbacks 1 to 32, 1 to 45 based on qualified stats or whatever like that. He is middle of the road as far as and I'm talking about the eyeball test. I don't care about him being top 5 in this stat, top 10 in this stat. So what? His teams don't win. When they need him most to perform, when the defense struggles. Hell, that game against the Giants when they went to the playoffs, he did next to nothing to help them win. And everyone knew the defense was suspect that year. They won, 11 of their 13 games by 3 points or less. It's going to bite you in the butt at some point because you can't play close games like that for an entire regular season and expect to go to a Super Bowl. That don't happen. So, before we get into everyone else's divulging of their team's success or lack thereof, 3 things popped out this week, newsworthy. First, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen or heard about Tyreek Hill of the Miami Dolphins. Sunday morning, Tyreek Hill was on his way to play for his team. He was driving to the stadium. Police had pulled him over to give him a citation for what they say was erratic and unsafe driving. Words were exchanged, and he was forcibly removed from his car and thrown face down to the ground. One officer started cursing at him, put their knee in his back. He was handcuffed. 2 other players came over who saw what was happening because they too were on their way to the game so they can suit up, saw what was happening, tried to de-escalate. The cops made the situation worse by putting one of them in handcuffs and threatening to handcuff the other. At no point did the police, anybody on site wearing a badge or a gun, try to de-escalate the situation. The body cam footage is all over the internet right now. You can see multiple angles from the officers who were there. Calais Campbell was the other Miami Dolphins player who was put in handcuffs for literally complying with the officer's request. Like, he showed up, the officers told him to back up, he backed up. And then the officer said, "No, you're not moving fast enough. I'm placing you under arrest." And this is the state of the country that we live in. But at the same time, people want to be like, football players should blah, 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 and people of color should blah, blah. This is why Kaepernick took a knee.
Right.
That's exactly why Kaepernick took a knee.
Like
and people would say, why don't you just comply? I did. Why don't you move faster? How am I supposed to know exactly how fast to move? It wasn't like he was mouthing off or anything like that, you know. What it really boils down to is somebody who hates their life decides to ruin your day.
Pretty much.
That's all it is. I see you. You have a car that's better than mine. You have a life that I deem is better than mine. I hate my life, and I have the power in this moment to do something mean to you, and I'm going to abuse that power. That's what it is.
Pretty much.
NWA 1988, and that's all I'm gonna say.
That's why there are songs called F the Police or Cop Killer. This is why, if you watch this video, this is why there was at no point was it necessary for an officer to behave in that way. Nope. Because you felt disrespected. You know, we often say protect and serve, but remember, who were they initially put in place to protect and serve?
Property, as a matter of fact.
Recently freed slaves.
No, they were not protecting and serving. They were to catch and return
slaves.
And the first police force called the police in the United States was to protect property in New England. And as slave catchers and the like were converted over, especially after the Civil War, and they had all these people they didn't know what to do with them, they turned them into slave. Well, not after the Civil War. Long story short, y'all know where it all comes from. But yeah, the police forces in the United States have their origins largely in catching Black people. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget the police forces in like maybe 5 years ago in Florida that used Black people as their shooting targets.
Yes.
In Florida. Not just the Black silhouette outline, actual Black people. Pictures. And then we wonder why they have a automatic sensory trigger to shoot a Black person, because you've been shooting them for practice for years.
No, just to be outright aggressive towards us more than our less melanated counterparts.
Because they know they can get away with it.
So
that part.
Moving on to unfortunately,
what did you say? Are you okay, Sarah?
No.
What's wrong?
I hate it here. I'm too lazy to move.
Well, yeah.
Continue. Yeah, right.
I have not done the research and done the legwork to like get citizenship in another country. That's really what it boils down to.
Portugal is first on my list.
I'm going to Ghana in February. I might not come.
Coming back?
maybe not.
Buy me a present.
If I ship you your present, you'll know I'm not coming back.
Right?
No, I know. I just want to know. I'm gone.
Should we start me and you, us never part? Start that now.
Another one.
And another one.
Oh gosh. Candaysee, thoughts, final words on this one?
Final words on NFL or on the actual
Tyreek Hill. Your team plays them on Thursday night, so
I know. Make me have to root for him just because he, make me just want to be like, but not really.
Okay.
You said you guys said it all. I just,
yeah,
things just upset me, and I can't form words when I'm upset. So I was like, this is just BS, and I just cannot debate with people about, how come if he had just, not said the words to the officers, if he had just been quiet, if he had just not had attitude, how about if he had just not been Black?
Right. It always gets me where they expect someone who has no training on de-escalation protocols or tactics to know how to de-escalate with someone who is supposed to be trained to do that. And they're the ones bringing all the aggression. How am I supposed to know how to handle a rabid ass cop who is just mad because, his wife thought some black dude on TV is cute. Now here I come and he hates me, and I got to figure out how to talk him down to save my own life. And all I want to do is go to fucking Target, right, on an average Tuesday. That's the life of the average black person. Is anytime I see a cop parked on the side of the road, my heart rate goes up. And that's the hypervigilance I live with. And the other people are like, well, if you didn't do anything wrong, you don't have to worry. Tell that to Tamir Rice.
Right.
I'm so sick. I hate it here. Let's move.
Yeah. I'll end it out with, America continues to be a third world country with a Gucci belt wrapped around it. It's ghetto here. It's trash and it's embarrassing. I just continue to hope for, even though hope is a dangerous thing. I hope that we can at some point change, but I don't think it'll be in our lifetime.
I read the meme said America is the greatest country on earth if you've never been anywhere else.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, facts. This next story is not going to make you feel much better.
Why are you talking about it again?
Because
let's just move on to the
next what? Play the rodeo again. Can we play the rodeo one more time?
There's a positivity making us
Big Ellie back on the screen, man.
These topics.
Y'all missed my rodeo guy. Can I play the rodeo? Just play the rodeo one more time. Well, better yet, go ahead and do your bad news, and then we'll play the rodeo one more time. Bring everybody back.
I'm all down and stuff.
The bad news is Deshaun Watson is being sued yet again. Another sexual assault suit popped up Sunday.
He did that shit. Absolutely believe it.
We knew that was going to happen.
So add this to the previous 23 that he settled 3 years ago.
And there are and a couple of things I've read suggest that this might get Cleveland out of their contract with him.
Yes. Because they're still on the hook for $176 million over the next 3 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Fully guaranteed.
Let's say he sucks too.
Well,
all
yeah.
these quarterbacks getting all the money.
Yeah, he's not played well for Cleveland. Hell, he's not played much for Cleveland because in 2 full seasons that he could have played for Cleveland, he's only played 16 games.
I mean, at this point, Baker Mayfield is better than Deshaun Watson.
I'm better.
I'm out. Baker Mayfield, don't do that because Baker Mayfield, he doesn't suck.
I didn't say he sucked.
I know,
but he's playing better than Deshaun Watson.
Like, you making it seem though like he's just a bad player, and then we just gonna put him up against Deshaun Watson.
Baker is also an average quarterback. Baker should be the comparison for Kirk Cousins.
Right?
Baker sleeps at the stadium. Did you not see?
He sleeps at. He's homeless.
No.
So when Baker played for Cleveland, he did a series of commercials in which the Brown Stadium was his home. That was being insured.
But then he moved to Florida and felt a lot better.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
All
Yay,
right.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Right. So I'll move on to some good football news. Kendrick Lamar is playing a halftime show at Super Bowl.
Where's the music?
First of all, there's contention with that. People want
I can't play that music on the show. You're gonna have to sing it in your head or out loud. So they not like us.
Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor.
You guys are the cutest sorority sisters ever. Look at y'all doing things at the same time.
I love you too, girl.
Y'all are so
Yeah. I can't wait. I just want to see footage Drake's face during the song.
Now the funny thing is, like, Drake is already so in all fairness, I don't want to be fair, I want to be petty, but in all fairness, Drake has already negotiated to do some sort of show for the FIFA World Cup for 2026. Don't nobody care though, because the beef is an American beef. It is all about Drake trying to come into America and be here, and we don't fuck with him. And so it's about us. And the Super Bowl is an American thing. And so Drake's little fan base trying to say, well, you know, it's okay if Kendrick got the Super Bowl because Drake is going to be doing the World Cup later. So it is here. Because Drake's lyrics were about the Super Bowl, and Kendrick already shot back at him about, you know, ain't no round two, bro. Like, it's already done. Kendrick, I saw somebody put up on Facebook or whatever. It said, "This is Kendrick right now," and the picture was a clip of the article that said, "Elephant kills woman and then shows up at her funeral to stomp on her grave." Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember the elephant in India killed that woman and then came to her funeral?
Somebody said
and stomped on her body
immediately. Send this to me now.
I will send it to you immediately.
I need something to do at work.
It's gonna be a massacre. And then people trying to say, well, you know, it's not like he's headlining by himself. Yes, the fuck he is. This is not like when Dre and Snoop and them and our whole West Coast
he was out there. Yeah, I mean, it's not the same thing.
Alone.
He's headlining. Yeah. Now, he might bring up some local New Orleans artists because people are severely pissed about that. And I'm not understanding that at all.
When did we ever try to match the artist to the locality?
Right. It's never happened. A Super Bowl was
if it happens, it's not on purpose necessarily.
Right.
A Super Bowl was in Detroit, and not one Motown celebrity showed up for halftime.
Right.
Hell, what was it? A couple of years, recently Super Bowl was in Atlanta. Not one Atlanta native celebrity singer performed.
Outkast didn't get up there. Outkast wasn't at that one.
No.
They did their own.
And has Lil Wayne dropped anything recently? Like even to be up there?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna dog Wayne. I love him, but I don't feel like he could carry a halftime show.
Exactly. I mean, Lil Wayne is popular, but like this beef with like not only has the beef with Drake captivated like a whole generation of people, the music was actually good. And let's not forget, Kendrick Lamar is a not Pulitzer.
He didn't win a Pulitzer.
Yeah. He won a Pulitzer. Yes.
Yeah, the Pulitzer.
Nobel. Okay.
Yeah, and he got beats. Like we've been rocking with. We low key. Some people are still mad that Macklemore won an award over Kendrick like 10 years ago. People still mad about that.
Right.
So Kendrick is very talented. He's really good. I think that he can put a show together. He's artistic. Beyond just the music, I think he could do a whole vision. I think he could do it, and I think it's going to be great. I also would not mind if he's just saying they not like us 5 times in a row, like he did before.
He do that again. He did that the Juneteenth. He's gonna do something a little different. You see, he's getting ready to drop an album.
I feel like he's gonna have some bands out there, you know, FAMU or whatever. It's gonna be great. He might do all new music. We don't know. But this idea that it should be Lil Wayne, why? Like
to put it into perspective, the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Maroon 5 was the headlining artist.
I don't remember this.
I remember that.
I remember that.
I love Maroon 5.
Big Boy was a guest for all of about 30 seconds.
He waved at everybody.
Right. But again, the headlining artist was Maroon
5. Yep.
Are they even American?
Who else came out?
Stop it.
It was Maroon 5, Big Boy, and Travis
Scott. I remember Travis Scott coming. Yeah. Anyway, I don't understand the fake outrage. No disrespect to Beyonce, but when she performed in New Orleans in the dark or before the lights went out, nobody was saying, "Oh, she's I don't understand all of this. Right. I think it's just a bunch of BS. And people just feel the need that they have to open up their mouth and say something. I
don't know who started. Well, somebody said like Nicki Minaj started this. Like, why isn't it? I don't know who started it, but it's all.
She did make a post trying to dog out Jay-Z, asking why She made a post trying to dog out Jay-Z, saying that he didn't pick any New Orleans artists because of his beef with Drake and Wayne.
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
That doesn't make, and Juvenile is on this tirade, and I'm just like, sir.
But again, my question would be, when was the last time any of those artists released new music?
That's my thing. Usually you got something new to put forward. And I will say, when Rihanna did the Super Bowl, she didn't have no new music, but
she had a new baby.
She had a new baby. And she was dropping all that
solid
makeup
show. I don't give a
she
damn
had just
nobody
done
said.
music for the Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
And her whole concept was so high level. I think it was a week later, I was like, oh, because the whole sperm and the thing, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Until later. I was like,
Rihanna is a visual artist. She's not a hardcore dancer. She gonna give you a tattoo, a bob, a hair color, whatever. I thought it was a solid show. My thing is, people are never satisfied. No. So put up there whoever you want at this point. I don't even care.
Right.
Now,
Prince, when Prince did it, it wasn't in Minneapolis.
No, it wasn't. The outrage that a lot of I shouldn't say a lot of, but the artists who lash out for these last several halftime shows, directing their ire and anger towards Jay-Z, need to calm the fuck down.
Right.
And shut the fuck up.
That part.
Let's also remember, people talking about Jay-Z got beef with Drake. I don't have beef with my rug.
Right.
Oh my God.
Because my rug is something that I don't even think about on a day-to-day basis as I walk past it.
As a fictional deity said in the movie, what quarrel does an ant have with a boot?
Yeah. It's like Jim and the Holograms and the Misfits. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
Nobody cares. Y'all lying. Y'all just making up stuff.
And people need to understand that up until Jay-Z was brought in by Roger Goodell and the NFL to help reform, if you will,
repair the image of the NFL. Yeah.
The halftime show was trash.
Trash.
For like around, say, Michael Jackson and Prince, there's not a single halftime show I can tell you anything that happened.
And if you remember, before Michael Jackson, the halftime show, because I went looking, the halftime shows were like, remember Hollywood, like it was always some trash, nothing thing, until Living Color decided to do their own halftime show, and they stole the audience away in 91, I believe.
91, 92, yes.
92. Okay. And then in 93, they said, well, let's get Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson did his halftime show, and it was the biggest thing that anybody had ever seen. They got Michael Jackson. They paid him a ridiculous amount of money. He came out there in that gold onesie and did his halftime show, and it was great. And it's been great ever since.
Right.
That was the first time they'd ever had anything like that.
And mind you, Michael Jackson stood still for about a good 5 to 10 minutes without doing or saying anything.
Right. He just stood there like, "Chum out," and that was it.
I just don't even think it's about who has a hit right now. I'm looking at the overall package of the artist. I don't care if Kendrick Lamar hadn't released anything since 2021. He is a true artist, lyrically and everything else. The man can act, he can rap. Who do these people want to see? Taking the New Orleans element out of it, because last year it was the same thing. Rihanna hasn't released any music, and she don't have to, and she probably won't. She's not worrying about y'all.
But here's the thing,
I'm looking at the artists.
So here's the thing about, like you said, Rihanna and Kendrick. They resonate with the target audience. The NFL is trying to keep watching the halftime show.
Yep. 30 and under.
Right. And that's what people and a lot of these artists who keep lashing out at Jay-Z as far as his choices for who they pick for the halftime show need to shut the fuck up. Because a lot of the people who are lashing out haven't been relevant in a good 5 years.
Right.
So you beefing with Jay-Z because of his choices in the Atlanta halftime show and now coming up the New Orleans halftime show. When was the last time you put out any new material? Hell, when was the last time you put out any forget new? When was the last time you put out any relevant material?
Right. Because one thing about that, the Snoop and Dre show from a couple years back, it was a nostalgia show, but the particular songs and medleys that they played were ones that the Gen Zers know. They know Snoop and they love Snoop, as evidenced by the Olympics. He is the most popular ambassador for the United States that we've had in a generation. Fucking Snoop Dogg. Who knew?
Right.
That the person that wrote 187 on the undercover cop would one day be the ambassador to the Olympics.
Olympics.
And that's friends with Martha Stewart.
And chilling with Martha Stewart, he hit that. I know he did. But
probably.
Yeah. That's
Why
what
not?
all we will do for you.
Yikes. Drugs are terrible. What happened? Drugs are terrible things.
Drugs are
Boys
terrible
and girls.
things. Judgment impairment.
Oh my gosh. Yo,
Doesn't the city pick the host, the performer?
They do have the final say. They might have put a
final say,
for them.
but yeah, Jay-Z and whatever group he has that organizes the halftime show is like, here's choice 1, choice 2, choice whatever they present it. The city can say no, we don't want these people performing here. You know,
right. Like, ooh, Kendrick Lamar, let's do it.
But also at the same time, think about this: what city is going to tell the NFL no? Considering that the Super Bowl alone, for the week that it's in, whatever city it's in, generates well over $1 billion in revenue over the course of 7 to 8 days.
7. Damn. Okay.
So,
all right.
What city is going to be like, yes, we'd love to have the Super Bowl, but no, we don't want that artist? Excuse you? It's pretty much an all or nothing. This is the NFL, and everything after NFL is pretty much wah, 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 wah.
I'm looking forward to Kendrick. BBL Drizzy.
That's the funny thing is that I hope he brings that dude, because that's not even Kendrick's song. But I hope they bring that dude up too.
Bring them all on. Bring them all on.
All the remixes. BBL, LJ, BBL. I want the Latin remix and everything.
Crying.
I hope it's just an hour of them dragging Drake.
It's not going to be an hour. What is it? 13 minutes?
12.
30 minutes.
I want 10 of the 13 minutes to be them dragging Drake, and then throw on like, I don't know, we gonna be all right at the end.
I mean, we gonna be all right, but Drake ain't gonna be all right.
Drake ain't gonna never be right again.
Yikes.
Drake needs a therapist on call 24/7, honestly, because this is not, it's not stopping. I keep seeing the Simpsons scene of the kid crying. Stop it! He's already dead. Like every time I hear Kendrick Lamar is doing XYZ, it's like, oh damn, like he's dead. Drake
started it. You got what you wanted.
Elephant shows up at woman's funeral.
And people try to clown J. Cole when he backed out of this.
I respect him for that.
J. Cole
said, I'm going to bed. This ain't my fight.
James, we need like a sound effect for a situation like this. You just, congratulations, you played yourself. Expeditiously. Because
as a 40-something-year-old hip-hop fan, I completely respect J. Cole's decision.
Yeah,
some of us are too old for this shit.
Bye.
Pretty much.
Interesting. Interesting. Don't worry, it'll be something else next week, and it should blow over. I mean, just all of this fake outrage.
True. Qiana, did you want to talk about your Saints and their week 1 victory over the Carolina Panthers?
Their Abbott Elementary game.
Yes, that's pretty much what it was.
I mean, Carol, let's look.
Let's be real about Carolina. They're the worst team in the league.
They're
and
imploding.
they easily scored 50.
Okay.
That's what I'm most pissed off about with your team. Y'all did not score 50. It was 30-0 at halftime. Y'all could have scored 50.
Again, I don't have a uniform and I was not out on the field. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, I love my team. I am not going to be, for real. Yeah. I had a conversation with a homeboy. He was like, look, I'm just watching the game. I'm not about to have a heart attack and a stroke fooling with them. I'm glad they won. I didn't get to see all of the game because unfortunately I was not at a sports bar. I was at a home where all they wanted to watch was the damn Dallas Cowboys.
Ew.
Now, we'll see how that pans out this weekend. And again, I don't know with the hurricane and everything, if they've already come out here to Dallas. That would be an interesting game. I don't care about the Cowboys, but it would be a better opponent than that Scooby-Doo scrimmage that was on Sunday.
Not Scooby-Doo scrimmage.
Come on, Carolina is just like, I'm just here so I don't get What the hell is going on? Derek Carr makes me extremely nervous. He just does. I used to say that about him when he played for the Raiders. So, I mean, I'll give them a B-. Okay. But I need to see a real game to make any real observations. This is just somebody that has been watching football since I was a kid. Yay. This is stressful. I don't like Joy. What does it feel like to not have to have strokes and heart attacks for 17 weeks? God damn, man. Like, it's just too much sometimes.
Welcome to my world.
I mean, and this is with anybody. Everybody has their team, but it comes to the point where your doctor is like, "Are you okay?"
Again, welcome to the world of a Falcons fan.
Jesus,
this is why I schedule my physicals in the off season.
This is why I'm going to get into the rodeo cowboy.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Show my rodeo cowboy again. This is my new favorite athlete.
Oh my gosh. While I'm queuing that up, Candaysee, anything you want to say about your Buffalo Bills?
So unfortunately, I had to work.
No.
Not for the whole game, just, that's Sunday was just, I think that I'm spoiled because the last couple of years the Bills have played like on a Thursday or a Monday their first game. So like this year we were like on Sunday at 1:00, and I live in Atlanta and they're not going to show the game because I got to watch stupid Falcons play. And so it was like, and then my and then my like group that is on one of my social medias that tend to stream the game, they shut all them people down. So then I couldn't see the game. Yeah, it was bad. Like all my friends that I know who are in different like sports groups where normally the game will get streamed, they was like, we not having that this year.
Can they say, are there no Bills sports bars in Atlanta?
Oh, there are, but like I said, I had to work.
I'm sorry,
you had to work.
And then I had it was a Sunday, and it's like, it was like just one of those weird days where I had a lot I did a lot of work the week before. And so like Sunday was my day to get things done. So I couldn't like leave the house to because I need to do all the house stuff. But I mean, life Red Zone, right? Life is life. And to let you know, there are 6 Bills bars in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I held my breath when I saw that we were losing like 17-0 in like the second quarter. And I was like, wait a second, what is going on? Like, I felt like you, Qiana. I was like, my heart, like I was feeling those heart palpitations. And I was like, this is stupid. Like, why are we doing this? And then, Red Zone is good for you because they always show when you're about to score. And then I was like, oh, okay, we're good. Here comes Josh jumping over people. Here comes Josh throwing a couple of bombs. Here comes Josh doing the things. I don't even think he had 12 interceptions this week. I think he had 0. I don't even know. I mean, that's the only thing. Because I get excited. I'd be like, yes, he threw for 400 yards. But then he had like 12 interceptions. Wait, Josh. And then not to mention, I'm so sorry. I also, I run a fantasy league. And I accidentally missed my own draft.
Oh,
and not only that,
what?
And not only that,
miss your own draft.
I know, right? So we drafted on that Sunday before Labor Day, right? And I had worked all weekend, so I was just kind of chilling. And I said, I have an hour, right, before the draft. So then I took a nap, and then I woke up. But the thing about it is that I had my draft set, but ESPN didn't draft the players that I wanted them to draft when I auto drafted. So I have Kirk Cousins.
Oh my God.
Like when I looked at my team, I only had one quarterback and it was Kirk Cousins. And I was like, this is stupid. And yeah, so dumbness. I don't have any of the people that I normally have on my team. Like I normally go for Josh Allen. I normally go, I have my my players I like to have. So thank God I had Xavier Worthy, but I don't really like the Chiefs because they make me mad. So talk to me next month to see how life is in the fantasy world.
She said next month.
I mean, she's got a
Go
point.
ahead on.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Right.
bad.
I'm pretty sure Bryce Young is available.
No. And then the thing is, I woke up this morning saying I was going to pick up Justin Fields, right? But I got a call from work, which I was super mad about. And so I had my phone in my hand. I was like, okay, I'm going to get Justin. And so I had the call, did whatever, drove to work. I said, ooh, I need to go in there and get Justin Fields. I don't know who did it. I feel like Mac did it. Ooh, Mac, I called you Mac, and you are furious. I think Mac did it. Somebody. I did not investigate, but somebody in my league went ahead and got Justin Fields.
For the record,
now I'm like,
for the motherfucking record. I have in our league, motherfucker. I have C.J. Stroud and Matthew Stafford.
Bass in his voice.
He said,
I only
"Motherfucker
had
at
one
9-0
Motherfucking record.
I did not take your Justin Fields.
I'm so sad. And the thing is, I just want you to know, years past, my league, it's always been where like most people were unprepared and only a couple of us were prepared. So this 1 year that I just take a nap because I'm a tired girl, everybody wants to be prepared. Like everybody was on.
It just wasn't your year, man.
Man,
Go home and put the water boy in on your team and see what happens. You never know. You might luck out and win because everybody on your team will not be injured at the end of the year.
No.
But
thank you, but no.
Congratulations, you played yourself. Told you got to stay on top of this shit. I don't want to listen.
I don't. It was bad.
It was bad. This dude down here
trying to walk and chew gum. You know you gotta focus when you hear me.
It's so bad. I have to pick between Gardner Minshew and Sam Darnold.
God bless you.
What are you willing to give me for Stafford?
Oh.
Have you seen my roster? I ain't got nobody. I don't have anybody that even hits the caliber.
Wait. Here she go. I got oh dang.
Nothing.
I have nothing.
I'm a work with what I have. I'm just gonna, I might have to
have nothing.
So sad.
I got C.J. Stroud. Matthew Stafford is benched.
Who have no one.
Oh my gosh. As I said before, the three of you got here. My Eagles played on Friday night in Brazil, and I was not going to be stressed, disturbed, overly amped, overly what the hell. I knew there was going to be a clusterfuck of missed opportunities and sloppy play early on in the game. So an hour before kickoff, I took myself a nice, good piece of candy.
So drugs is the answer. That's where I effed up.
Drugs is frequently the answer.
That's me. I'll take that.
And by the time they kicked off in Brazil, I was sitting on my couch like this. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game.
But James, for the sake of your employment and your job professionalism, all you had was candy, correct?
Candy, yes. That's all I had was candy. Was candy. So when
did y'all know that candy corn is called candy corn? Because if you stack them up in a circle, it looks like a corn on the cob.
Yes.
The more you know.
I did not know that.
So I didn't
still nasty.
You're saying it makes sense. I can see it.
Candy corn out of. I'm sorry, James. Quick question: when did we start these Brazil games? I'm feeling
this
lost.
year. This
Got
year.
it. Okay.
I would actually go to Brazil and watch a game. I mean, I would go to Brazil and with tickets. Actually, no, I wouldn't. But I would go to Brazil.
Look, when Hurts threw that
and you
first
can go to the
interception,
game, and I'll see you when it's over.
All I know is when Hurts threw that first interception, last year me would have been screaming at the TV, cursing him out and everything. What the hell was you looking at? And this year, because of the candy, I was just like, oh, well, get it on the next drive.
High quality sugar.
Just When they fumbled that snap, good job, defense. You only gave up 6 points on 2 turnovers.
Could have been worse.
They couldn't get the tush push together. I was like, you can't do the tush push? What? Can't push no tushes?
The cool hold up. So here's what I found out after the game is that Jason Kelce was live tweeting during the game.
Oh.
And he commented about the tush push. He literally commented about everything because I follow the Eagles on all social media. They posted all of his tweets during the game in Brazil. So he pretty much said what I was thinking. I just wasn't very animated about it because of the candy.
Wait, how was he tweeting during the game?
Jason Kelce's retired.
No, okay, sorry.
He wasn't in Brazil.
Matt had a brain fart. His brain.
Were you thinking about his brother Travis?
Yeah, sorry. I got him.
No.
Okay, so first of all, Travis plays for Kansas City, and secondly, all white people don't look alike.
You know what?
The man made a mistake.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, James, so you're not gonna say anything about Saquon? Because listen, I'm asking you that because I didn't get to watch that game because I don't have the Peacocks or whatever it was on. So I see all these memes of like Giant fans jumping out the window and killing themselves. I was like, oh, I thought things went well. Please enlighten me if you don't mind.
It did go well. Saquon was amazing.
So the reason I'm not saying anything about Saquon is because the play spoke for itself. The man had 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 109 yards, a 24-yard touchdown catch. Saquon did Saquon things. The only difference between where he was and where he is that the offensive line is 10 times better. So him rushing for 109 yards behind this offensive line, he wasn't getting hit until he was roughly 7 yards downfield, and the first person touching him was a defensive back, as opposed to where he used to play. He was getting hit behind the line of scrimmage by a 300-pound lineman. So to compound that even further, the HBO show Hard Knocks now has various shows that they do. They do the traditional preseason show every year, that they choose a team for. A few seasons ago, they started their in-season show where they pick a team mid-season and follow them through the end of the year. And this year, they did an off-season show. So the off-season show pretty much chronicled all of the things from scouting college players all the way through to free agency and the draft. Unfortunately, the team they chose was the New York Giants. And the co-owner for the Giants was on camera saying to his general manager and team president, I don't care what happens with Saquon, but just don't let him walk across the street to Philadelphia.
Oh.
And once again, fuck around and find out.
And that only compounded by the general manager then calling Saquon because, again, he was an unrestricted free agent. Remember that. Unrestricted free agent. He was free to sign wherever he wanted to. The general manager then called him up saying, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and let you test the market, but please give us first consideration because you're not out of our plans, but for the price you're asking, we just, we're going to let you go ahead and shop and see if you can get that deal. And if you can get that deal, go ahead and take it, but please have, keep us in consideration, It was like, It's like, baby, take me back. I won't cheat as much, but I'm gonna still cheat. That's what that conversation sounded like. And again, you can find all this on YouTube. And again, because Saquon, this was a over the phone conversation, and you can hear Saquon going, okay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. Bye. So, but remember
what that conversation is about.
So remember when I brought up the Vikings losing to the Giants 2 years ago in the playoffs. That year, both Daniel Jones, the quarterback of the Giants, and Saquon Barkley were, again, unrestricted free agents. They couldn't tag both players, but they realized they felt they needed both players. And this is where the media gets you screwed up into thinking you know better than what you do, especially to a fan and to a franchise. Somehow, management with the Giants felt that Daniel Jones was more important to hold on to than Saquon Barkley. So they tagged Saquon, but they gave Daniel Jones the long-term 3-year deal with the gobs of guaranteed money. And so they couldn't franchise Saquon again. And they expected him to take the number that they were offering. And remember, last year was when all the running backs came out and was like, why are we making less money now than we were 10 years ago as a position? Every position in the NFL has seen some growth in pay over the last 10 years. Running backs have gone down by $1 million over the annual cost of the annual pay of their contracts. They're being paid $1 million less on average than they were 10 years ago. Why teams are running their organizations to where they devalue that position, I don't know. I love running backs. When I grew up, running backs pretty much, if you didn't have a good back, you ain't have a team. Regardless who your quarterback was. Yes, you can have a Hall of Fame quarterback. But if you didn't have that guy to turn around and hand the ball to salt the game away, you weren't winning. And Saquon was that guy for New York. And New York management just didn't value him, thought they could do better by going to the draft or free agency and getting somebody else to easily replace him. And if you watch them show up or not show up on Sunday, yeah, New York Giants fans kind of want to throw themselves out of a window. That's back to what Qiana asked earlier. Coupled with the fact that since Daniel Jones signed that contract, he's thrown more touchdowns to the opposing team than to his own team. So, yes, he's thrown more pick sixes than he has touchdowns to Giants players since he signed that $140 million contract.
Wait a minute. Who even is New York's running back?
Devin Singletary, who they got in free agency from the Houston Texans.
Oh.
No, Devin Singletary is good. The problem is the Giants have no offensive line.
Fair.
The only offensive line worse than the New York Giants is the Carolina Panthers.
Damn.
I went there. I'm sorry.
That poor baby Bryce Young. He didn't know. They hoodwinked him.
They didn't hoodwink them. They had first pick and they chose him. And it's bad all around because they have not done anything to help him.
He'll be somewhere else at the end of his contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All he has to do is show that.
And I hope he does a lot better.
All he has to do is show that he's competent enough to play the position, and another team will give him a chance to start.
Yep.
But he is nowhere near as bad as what Carolina is displaying right now. And to say they're the poorest run organization in the league is not an exaggeration. So
that's so sad.
Anybody have anything else in general that they want to share before we get out of here for the evening?
Oh, pick me.
Qiana.
I promise. I'm sorry. I promise you that I will be quick. Have you all heard of? We good? Have you all heard of COSM? COSM?
I have not.
So this is it's a technology company, but they deliver these immersive experience for sports and entertainment. There's only one in LA and Dallas. So I watched the absolute horrible Colorado game Saturday.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
So it's kind of like going to the planetarium as far as that panoramic like view. But what I didn't know, and I bought the general admission ticket because I just wanted the experience. And then, Joy knows me real well. I just went on ahead and took somebody else's seat as it got later and it got closer. Anyway, that's not the point. Right. So these are big, nice panoramic views, almost like IMAX. I literally felt like I was at the game because what I did not realize, there are people from COSM at the event you are watching filming it live. It is a completely different experience. And then the flat screen TVs at the very top where the poor people such as myself was sitting, that's what you see on ESPN. But your seats, and it is a little pricey. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. So they are going to head to Atlanta next.
Okay. So
you all will be the third city. I'm not sure the projected bill, where it's going to be and all of that, but that's what the manager was telling us. Unfortunately, right now, they don't have a contract with the NFL. They said the NFL is being real fickle with them.
Of course, because the NFL wants to protect its investment and reap all the benefits.
So they have college football, UFC, they have soccer. So we'll see. Like, it just opened here 3 weeks ago, but it is like an amazing experience.
This is a smart idea. Like, if the NFL was smart, because what you could potentially do is triple your number of like 50-yard line seats without having to build a new stadium. Because say I paid $500 for a 50-yard line seat, and I've got my GoPro helmet on, whatever it is, however they're filming this, and everybody else has to pay $80 to see my spot, right? Now you might say, well, that means that nobody else is going to buy a seat. Everybody else wants to be there too, because there is some decline in quality or whatever. But you also making $8,000 on these other 100-some odd people that decided they wanted to watch in some theater or whatever. That's not a bad proposition for the NFL if they wanted to do that or partner with it, get some kind of money. Because people want to do things differently. I think that's a great idea.
It's awesome.
Look at how
I thought it was overhyped at first. It was an absolute amazing. I'm telling you, you feel like you are at the game
because you got the POV. It's like watching. It's like watching like a first-person shooter. The POV is of the person, so you're seeing what they're seeing, right?
And like when it went from day to night, that looked so cool in the background. Nice. So they're gonna end up taking my money. Damn it, Joy. We should have came up with something like this.
I'm looking at the website now.
Yes.
And the best seats in the house, it's not that much more expensive than going to an NFL
than the actual ticket.
Yeah.
It's not that much more expensive.
It was an amazing experience. And then the last thing real quick is there's a documentary on Amazon Prime called The Money Game, LSU. I started it last night. And so it covers Angel, the gymnastics team from LSU. Who else is in it? Jaden Daniels, like pretty much all their sports from last season. And it just takes you through that. They start talking about NIL deals and going professional. It's very well done. I'm sorry, I'm 2 episodes in, but that's on Amazon Prime, so I highly recommend it.
Cool. I would definitely add that to the list.
Cool. All right. That's me. I'm done. Yay.
The one thing I will throw out that I am really happy to see, and I hope we see it more and more. I hope we see this every year, was a game between Georgia Tech and Georgia State last week, a couple weeks back. Georgia Tech beat them 35-12. However, watching Georgia State's growth in the sports side of things over, say, the last 10 to 15 years has been really, really interesting to watch. For a number of years, they had Lefty Drizel as their basketball coach. I don't know who the football coach is, but just the fact that they got on Georgia Tech's schedule, I don't know if the Georgia State football team is so bad that this was we're just going to get a check game, or if this is we're really going to try and compete. But I love the fact that there is more football in Atlanta to talk about besides those damn dogs up the road. And I hope that we get to see Georgia Tech and Georgia State as a, what is it when the Yankees and the Mets play the Subway Series?
The Subway Series.
I hope somebody comes up with something to call this Georgia Tech, Georgia State game series, whatever it's going to turn into, because I just see it being good for the city and good, especially good for Georgia State, because they get more national recognition.
The Marta mashup.
Hey.
That's true. You can get to each one on Marta.
Yep.
Candaysee, Joy, anything else?
I enjoyed watching the U.S. Open. It's still going on, but now my black players are out, so it's stopped watching. But it was interesting to see Coco Gauff, because she's been growing in the sport, and she used to be like, I was about to use the word, but not because it's all on TikTok and Instagram, but she used to be real demure the way that she was when she played. But now she's kind of grown into her own, kind of like watching Serena and Venus when they first started playing. They kind of would be like, oh, okay, all right, line judge, you called it. And then afterwards they were like, what? And it was just really amazing to kind of see her emotion in the game. And she gave it her all. And I wish that she could have went past round 16, but she did really well. And then, oh boy, I always say his last name wrong. Is it Tiafoe?
Tiafoe.
Tiafoe.
Yeah.
So it was interesting because I watched tennis all the time, but I just didn't realize that it had been such a long period of time that two United States men were playing against each other in the U.S. Open in the round that they were in. And so it had been for a long time. And I always have to remind myself when I think about tennis and like the Roger Federers and the Andrew Roddicks and all of them, I was, that was about 20, 30 years ago, so it's like, I'll be like, oh, it wasn't that long ago. And then I think about it, I'm like, oh, I was in high school and that was a long time ago. So it was really interesting to see them play too. And though I was rooting for Tiafoe because he was black, I was also rooting for the fact that these Americans were in there and they're like wrecking shop against these other countries to where they haven't been as dominant in the past couple of years. So it is still going on, the U.S. Open, but just my black people aren't in there anymore. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna close this out with how we started the show. For Joy.
He just got half of the stadium pregnant with that look. Fumando un pinche cigarro, tirando gang signs, looking like he just left a Nicaraguan prison, looking to pound all the puss. ¿Qué va a hacer el güey? ¿Qué va a hacer el vato? No digas que he's gonna ride a bull. Pues espérate, güey. Espérate, hold on to the bull, güey. Le vale verga, güey. This is con el pinche cigarro todavía en la pinche boca, güey. Le vale verga a todos los... Güey, he's just like, give it all to me. Give it all to me, bull. Ahora ya se va a caer, güey. No, he's still holding on. Oh, no, I thought he was done for. This is the greatest athletic achievement I have seen in my life, bro.
Even the bull is tired.
Better than 81-point game than Usain Bolt's 100-meter dash, man. This is breaking all sorts of physics with su pinche man. Este vato se mira que tira chingos de pipe, but he just got half of the...
How in the hell did he hold on?
With his thighs.
I just died. The commentator was amazing.
Every time I watch that, I'm like, what the hell?
And why Qiana's face look like that? Oh, God. What the fuck did we just watch?
Wait, is this your first time seeing it?
I know I need a new prescription of my damn glasses.
He turned around and you know how gangster you got to be to not even like put your cigarette out. He just like,
I need a backstory, please, before I don't understand what I just saw.
That is a wild bull riding competition, oversized bull riding competition out of either Mexico or Texas. I'm not sure. And clearly he already had been hurt once, but he don't care. He's a badass. And so he still smoking a cigarette from the back room, just walked out there and got on a bull. No saddle, no nothing, no reins, no harness, not like them pansies at the rodeo. I'm gonna ride this bull old school style. He rode that bull till the bull got tired of bucking him, holding on with just his legs. Total flexibility in his spine as he just knocked all over the place until the bull got tired. Then he just jumped off. I don't know what the record is because you notice they cut the tape because he held on so long until the bull was like, "You win. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out."
This is such
Just
a
get off.
joy thing. It just screams joy.
Yes.
I may be in Atlanta in December, and whatever you is smoking, please share it with me. I want to take these journeys with you. I feel left out and abandoned. And
wait a minute, wait. So we might have a show with everybody live in person. Is that what I'm hearing?
Maybe. I don't want to get y'all hopes about letting you know as soon as possible. I promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well,
if not, just
well, if no one has anything else for the evening, anyone? All right. Well, say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii in a perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom, clapped back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.